We've all heard about liking a bad boy or a bad girl, and we all wonder about why some of the best sex we've ever had is also with often some of the worst people we've ever encountered and a very unhealthy relationship. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about that today. When I speak to any of my friends and my team that are here today, and we all reflect on perhaps some brilliant time we've had in a bedroom, it's often been with someone that really has been very unhealthy for us, and it's very hard to get over. You can then go into relationships with people that are really wonderful, meet all of your needs, and it can seem really boring and like you're never going to have that passion or that fulfillment again. Now, what happens is a lot of this is to do with your physiology in your body. I talk about this all the time, the wisdom in your system, but people don't know enough about it. And it's certainly done me wrong in the past as well. So I want to share some of this today. So our systems are designed to keep us attached. It's the whole safety in numbers. We have a very outdated software. You will have heard me talk about this before if you know my channel, which is where we date back to living in community where we had to survive, literally to get our basic needs met. And if we weren't together in community, we would have died, being ostracized, being thrown out from a group. We wouldn't have been able to get our food, water, heating, or shelter met. So it's very, very important for us to be attached to others. That's why we people please. That's why we need connection. I talk about this in other videos. When it comes to sex, what happens is you can be very, very attracted to someone, often with the exact opposite DNA to you, which is linked to survival of the fittest. But the other part of this is you can be very chemically and sexually attracted to someone that does not meet any of your needs in relationship. So they're unlikely to make you feel safe. But again, this attachment system's like, oh, but we're safer in numbers, so we need to bond them. She's not okay on her own. What we need to do is make sure she stays with that guy. So how can we do that? We can turn up one of the dials that's available to us, and that dial might be desire. So think back to some of the best sex of your life and who that was with. More often than not, it was someone that maybe wasn't completely yours or available in some way emotionally or otherwise. They weren't fully available to the relationship and it wasn't completely safe or secure. But this system needed you to feel attached. It needed this safety in numbers. So it turns up this dial, cranks it up to 10 and then some. And you have the most amazing, passionate, mind-blowing sex you've had. And then it goes back to being in this very often toxic, discombobulating, unsafe, insecure relationship environment. But it draws you back in because, let's be honest, that's just so good and you're not going to get it like that elsewhere. Now, that relationship maybe has finished, died off, perhaps you put a boundary in, however it ended, whether it's ended, and then you might find yourself dating somebody else and they might be wonderful and they might meet all of your needs in relationship and be terrific. You might get to the bedroom part and be like, oh, this is a bit boring, or it's not as good as with that other person. Now, give it time. It might be if you've got no chemistry at all, then that's obviously something that isn't worth pursuing. But your system also has time to balance from being secure and attached and grow and develop desire. And in all the work I've done around sexuality and desire, it can absolutely be grown, developed, and flourish over time and be better than that toxic relationship as well. But it's important to understand that your system is always, always managing the books. It's like balancing the numbers there. So if you find yourself feeling ashamed, if you find yourself feeling triggered, if you find yourself being drawn back to something that emotionally you know is costing you, making you feel terrible, but it's doing a few other things for you, just understand that it's your system working very hard on that behind the scenes. And when you've got the knowledge, you can choose to use it however you want.